in this thing. Go ahead and make sure y'all come up in this thing, man. Hit that like button when y'all come through here. I don't know why I got that light on like that. That's crazy. Man, hit that like button when y'all come through here, man. Make sure hit that like button when y'all come through here. Already. Already, man. Let's get it going. I'm gonna let some of y'all come through here real quick. Yeah, I don't know what happened to the other one. Like it just cut out on me. That's why I had to create a whole new one. Dang, and I don't know what it just like right before it started going live, it just cut out on me. I had to create a whole new one. I don't know what happened to it. It just went away. Real spits. What's going down, man? What's going down? Hey man, let some of y'all come through here real quick. You know what I'm saying? Let somebody y'all come through here real quick. Let y'all going. We're gonna talk about, we're gonna break down this game. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're hitting the like button now. Make sure you're hitting the like button. So let's talk about it, because we all know tomorrow. We all know we go down 7:30 and was that 7:30? I don't know why I said 7:30. We all know what's gonna go down tomorrow at 3:30 on ESPN. We already know what's gonna go down. We already know what's gonna happen. We already know what's about to go down. We already know what's gonna happen. Houston, Texas versus Houston, Texas versus the Baltimore Ravens. So let's talk about it, because a lot of stuff has been going on for the past couple of weeks. Like a lot of stuff has been going on. I mean, for the past couple of days. I said past couple of weeks. Sorry. A lot of stuff has been going on for the past couple of days, and for some reason, like the Baltimore Ravens have felt disrespected, like for some strange reason, and feel like that they're in the underdog role when they're the number one seed, and they have, which more than likely is going to be the league MVP in Lamar Jackson. Like Lamar Jackson more likely is going to be league MVP, and people feel like that they're being disrespected. Number one seed, and the Texans lost to the Baltimore Ravens earlier this season. So let's take a little deep dive into that game. So Baltimore Ravens week 1 versus Houston Texans won 25-9. Stroud was 28 of 44 for 63.6 completion percentage, 242 yards, no touchdowns, no turnovers, no touchdowns, no interceptions. Was sacked 5 times and did also had 2 fumbles for a loss. Nico Collins was targeted 11 times, had 6 catches for 80 yards. And if you go look and see what Lamar Jackson did on the other side, Lamar Jackson was 17 of 22 for 77.3 completion percentage, had threw for 169 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception, was sacked 4 times, had 38 yards rushing. Zay Flowers was his biggest target, had targeted 10 times, had 9 catches for 78 yards. His longest catch of that game was 21 yards. And I just see, man, shout out Jeff Huff for the super chat love, man. Definitely appreciate that. Going to be at the game, Spitz, section 120, section 153, row 1. Dang, you got some great ass seats. Right behind the Texans first Texan pro football game. Trucking is all like truck life is all good. Hey man, appreciate Jeff Huff for super chat love. Definitely appreciate that. Hey, you gonna be there? You got some great seats. You got some great seats. Now it's gonna be cold out there, but I feel you. I mean, hey, I do the traveling thing from time to time too. When it comes to trucking, and I don't envy y'all at all driving out there in that weather. So be safe out there, my boy. I don't envy y'all at all driving in that weather. That's why I have to stop doing the over road during the winter time. Like I can do the over road during the summertime. I ain't trying to drive in that. I ain't trying to drive in those conditions. But yeah, hey, you got some great seats. Section, what is it? I think it's 157. Yeah, 157, row 1, right behind the bench. Yeah, and as you said, it's your first pro game. Hey, like shout out to you, man. Definitely shout out to you. And definitely shout out to you. Like I said, shout out to Jeff Huff for super chat love. Definitely appreciate that. It's gonna be a good game, man. It's gonna be a great game. But when I'm looking at what happened the last time that the Texans and the Ravens played, like I say, Stroud first game ever, uh, D'Amico Ryan's first time ever coaching a game ever. Also was Bobby Slowick's first time ever calling the game. And I think that might have been Bobby Slowick's worst game calling. That and possibly, potentially, mm, maybe the Falcons game. So the Falcons game, because I think in the Panthers game, I just think that he was just off his game. I know some people might think about the Panthers. I think the Panthers game was probably the worst loss. I think the Panthers game, CJ just won on this game. Like, see, that was just a rough performance by CJ. But that Falcons game and the Falcons game and also the first game of the season against the Ravens probably were the two worst call games by Bobby Slowick. And again, remember, we was after the game, and a lot of us in the sauce, we were talking about, hey man, we prefer Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien's a better play caller. Bill O'Brien's a better play caller than possibly Bobby Slowick is. That's how he was feeling coming off of that game. So I think that really was his worst game. And Lamar Jackson, if you want to be honest, if you look at it, his completion percentage was high. He only attempted 22 passes. Had only had 169 yards, no touchdowns, an interception. So of his 5 incompletions, one of them was an interception. He was sacked 4 times and had a quarterback rating. Had rushed for 38 yards in that game. Now Zay Flowers was his biggest target. He was targeted 9 times. The most target guy on the field that game was Zay Flowers. Most catches in that game was Zay Flowers. Most yards in that game was Zay Flowers. He had 21 yards. Like I said, I think you want to make sure you take care of Zay Flowers. I think as it's been stated that Mark Andrews is not going to be playing the game, if I'm not mistaken, and neither is Marlon Humphreys. And we seen last week how Darius Stingley was able to take away and able to minimize Amari Cooper. And again, Amari Cooper, I think, only had like 2 catches in that game. The 2 catches he had was when Stingley wasn't on him. So I believe that what we should do, and probably what will happen again, is that Darius Stingley is going to probably more likely be covering Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers is also the leading receiver for the team in total. He has like over 800 some yards. So we're talking about more than likely you're going to have to minimize him. And this is what it takes when it talks about beating the Baltimore Ravens. You got to be able to one stop the run, which the Texans did. Lamar Jackson was the Ravens' leading scorer, because then Gus only had 34 yards. So 38 yards from Lamar. Gus Edwards only had 34 yards. So you're talking about you got to minimize the run. And what also you got to do, you got to apply the pressure on the Ravens. You got to apply the pressure on the Ravens. And what I mean by that, you're going to have to score first and score often. You're going to have to jump out to a lead. Like I said the other day, if you jump out to a 10-0 lead or a 14-0 lead or a 17-3 lead, hey man, them palms start getting sweaty over there in Baltimore. They start getting a little bit antsy. They start getting a little bit nervous, and they start looking at Lamar Jackson, more than likely going to win 2 MVPs, and be like, hey, can this dude really win the playoffs? Because that's what I've been saying since last summer. That was the reason why the Ravens were reserved and did not want to give Lamar Jackson the type of money that Lamar Jackson was at first asking for, because when you look at what he's done in the playoffs. I know what people say about Lamar Jackson. Oh, he beats the Pittsburgh Steelers. And oh, he's won the division. He's won the MVP. Oh, he beats the NFC East. He beats the AFC West. He beats with this division, that division. This is how he dominates. None of that matters if you don't win in the playoffs. Part of the reason why when it was talked about when the Ravens franchise tag and put the tag on Lamar Jackson, should the Texans go after Lamar Jackson? I'm a huge Lamar Jackson fan. Actually, honestly, let me be to keep it all the way a buck. When he was at Louisville, I liked him out of the game with him versus Deshaun with Clemson, and I was going for Louisville. When Lamar Jackson won the Heisman, I was rooting for Lamar Jackson win the Heisman. I was a fan of Lamar Jackson before I was a fan of Deshaun Watson. Really, the real reason why I became a fan of Deshaun Watson because he got drafted by the Texans. I was more of a fan of Lamar Jackson way back then. I'm a huge fan of Lamar Jackson. I root for him, but it is what it is. And when it was asked to me, I was like, no. Even though I like Lamar Jackson, and even though I think Lamar Jackson is a franchise quarterback, even though I believe Lamar Jackson is a top 10, top 5 quarterback in the league, I'm not disrespecting him like that. I feel like he is a top 5 quarterback in the league. But at the same time, while I was looking into this draft, this previous draft, I'm like, I feel like we can win with one of those guys, and one of those guys will end up being better when it comes to the league because of their style of play, more likely CJ. And I'm like, no, I will take that second pick. I will draft a quarterback there because, one, what you got to trade to give up to get Lamar Jackson, and also you got to pay him as well. And like I say, the thing that holds you back is what's sticking out like a sore thumb. And that's what he does in the playoffs. Lamar Jackson in the playoffs, and we've seen the numbers. 1-3 in 4 games. 1-3. Quarterback completion percentage of 55.9 completion percentage. A quarterback rating of 68.1. Thrown 900 yards. 3 touchdowns. 5 interceptions. 367 yards rushing. 1 rushing touchdown. Has fumbled 5 times and lost 2. Let me repeat that. 55.9 completion percentage. 1-3 record. 900 yards. 3 touchdown passes. 5 interceptions. 367 rushing yards. 1 rushing touchdowns. Has fumbled 5 times. Has lost 2 of those fumbles. Have a quarterback rating of 68.1. And most importantly, like I said again, is 1-3. He has 5 total touchdowns, rushing and passing. 7 total turnovers. Look at the games. His first one against the LA Chargers, at LA Chargers. At LA Chargers. Lost the game 23-17. 48 completion percentage. 194 yards passing. 2 passing touchdowns, 1 interception, had 54 yards rushing, a lost fumble. The game against Tennessee, threw 52%, 365 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, rushed for 143 yards, no touchdown, and a lost fumble. Lost that game 28-12. The other one, threw 70%, 179 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception, rushed for 136 yards, 1 rushing touchdown, no lost fumbles, won that game 20-13. His last playoff game, threw 58%, 162 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception, rushed for 34 yards, no rushing touchdown, no lost fumble, but lost the game 17-3. He has 1 game that he's thrown above 60%. It was 70%. Everything else is 58, 52, and 48. He has his passing yards and rushing yards come really off of 1 game. The game that he lost to Tennessee, probably the one that was the most embarrassing. Because in that game, he has 500 yards of total offense. 365 yards passing and 143 yards rushing. But he also has 2 touchdowns. He has 2 fumbles and 2 interceptions in that game and a fumble. And he lost that game 28-20. He lost that game 28-12. And that's part of the example of getting behind. Because in that game right there against the Tennessee Titans, the Titans started off the game 14-0. Lamar Jackson kicks the field goal. They end up Ravens get another field goal, and they score again, and it's 21-6. Then they score again, it's 28-6, and then they get the last touchdown at the end of that game. And, I think they went for a 2-point conversion and didn't get it. So that's what happened. His production comes off of probably his most embarrassing loss. Remember, number 1 seed resting after a week or 2 or whatever the case. Yeah, because they had a bye week, and I'm pretty sure they probably rest the last game of the season. So resting off that week, going into a bye week, and pulling up an egg against the Tennessee Titans. Now again, Tennessee Titans did have Derrick Henry, so they were able to go and score touchdowns and able to run and milk the clock and keep Lamar Jackson on the sideline. But the reason why Lamar Jackson has 365 yards is because he's playing from behind. He was down 14-0, down 21-6, down 28-6. So of course he's throwing the football over the yard. And I know that one play he had when he rushed it and spin moved. What's his name? Earl Thomas. They was already getting blown at that point. There was a highlight play because he did a little spin move and juked and did all the Lamar Jackson type things, but they was already getting blown out. It looked like it was a highlight if you minimize the score. If you put a thing over the score, don't show the score. Oh, it looked like all Lamar Jackson after doing the fool on him. Yeah. they getting blown out because his play style is not conducive of coming back from leads. That's the reason why you gotta jump out and get a lead on him. That's the real reason why you have to jump out and get a lead on Lamar Jackson and on the Ravens, because once you jump out and you get a lead on them, his play style, he cannot come from behind, and it's evident. Again, the one game that he won, he had to throw 70%. I think he only tipped 20 passes in that game, 179 yards. That's not doing anything. No touchdown. Still had an interception, kind of reminiscent of Joe Flacco. Even the 5 games that he played this season, he threw interceptions, multiple interceptions. In 5 games, had 8 interceptions. Twice threw interception to the Houston Texans. They didn't have C.J. Stroud out there, so they wasn't able to make them punish, wasn't able to make them pay. Again, throwing the interception. Again, he's playing against Ryan Tannehill. I'm telling you, he playing against Ryan Tannehill. Then also in that game, rushed for 136 yards. You got to minimize him rushing, because if you let him do the full rushing, if you let him get out there and run, if you let him go out there and let him get out there and run, he gonna act the fool, and they're more likely they're playing with a lead. Because you see the game against the Chargers and the game against Buffalo, he got 54 yards against the Chargers. He got 34 yards against Buffalo. They get a lead out on you. They put the lead out on you. You are forced to pass the football. That running is not going to get you nowhere. You running, unless you're breaking off 50-yard runs, that running is not going to get you anywhere. It's just not. That's not conducive of winning. You're not going to win football games by doing that. You can't just go off and run. You have to find a way to put the ball in the end zone. And again, he turns the football over at every single game. He has 1 interception, 2 interceptions, 1 interception, and then has 2 lost fumbles. And he turned the ball over in week 1 against us. So it's not above him to turn the football over. He did it against us. If I'm not mistaken, he had a fumble in that game. He just wasn't recovered. Like, he turns the football over, and this is, again, that's why I say, you get a lead, the palms start getting sweaty. You know, the palms start getting sweaty. It start getting a little bit antsy. It start rough. You know what I'm saying? They start doing all this, and be like, man, can we win? Can we win with this dude? He has 5 touchdowns and 7 turnovers in 4 career playoff games. He's 1-4 in the playoffs. He's 1-4 in the playoffs. He's 1-4. And again, I like Lamar Jackson. I'm not saying this to disrespect Lamar Jackson, but it is what it is. You are what you are what you are. You just are what you are. You're 1-4. Your complete percentage is 55%. Your quarterback rating is 68%. You've only thrown 900 yards. You've only thrown 3 touchdowns, but you've thrown 5 interceptions. You've rushed for 364 yards. Majority of that is in 2 games against the Titans. The passing yards, the majority of that, really all of that, is against the Titans. Outside of playing against the Titans in that one game, the most yards he's thrown for is 194. Outside of the Titans, the most yards he rushed for is 54. He turns the football over in every game. His completion percentage outside of playing the Titans is at 55% total. And outside the win playing against the Titans, his completion percentage is at 57. The only reason why it's at 68, the only reason why it's at 55 total is because, well, actually, I'm sorry, I said 50. I'm sorry, I'm wrong, because it's 55 total with the win with it's 55 total with the 70%. If you actually take away that 70%, his completion percentage is at 49, and without the is at 49. So you take away the Titans game, his completion percentage is at 49%. Without the 70% against the Titans. That's the reason why it's at 70%, because he got 55% because he has a 75% against the Titans. His QB rating is 50. His QB rate is 68.1. CJ Stroud against the number 1 defense was at 157.2. So you try to tell me that CJ Stroud completion rating was damn near 100% better, was damn near 100 grade above Lamar Jackson's? You trying to tell me that his completion percentage is damn near double? Well, not dead in the devil, but 20% more. What you sitting up here telling me is that C.J. Stroud in a half of football has thrown for more yards than Lamar Jackson has thrown for any game outside the game where he was trailing 28-6. What you're telling me is that C.J. Stroud has just as many passing touchdowns in a half of playoff football that Lamar Jackson has in total. Lamar Jackson has 3 passing touchdowns in 4 playoff games. CJ threw 3 passing touchdowns and a half. Lamar Jackson has a total of 4 touchdowns. He has 1 rushing, but also has 7 7 turnovers in that span too. That's what y'all are telling me. 1-3 in the playoffs. A lot of pressure is on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens tomorrow. And what it seems like to me is a way for people to try to get that pressure off is try to push all that to the Texans. Man, it's the Texans. It's the Texans. Man, I ain't worried about the Texans. I ain't worried about if you lose to CJ Stroud, man, I'm not even gonna put that. They ain't gonna lose no CJ Stroud, no Houston Texans. They not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that. We understand what Lamar's done. Man, he's about to be a 2-time league MVP. He ain't about to go out there and lose. Not to the Texans. Not to the Texans. Not to this little logo. Not to this. No. He ain't about to lose to them. He's not about to lose to them. And man, we being disrespected, man. Like, we being absolutely disrespected. Like we not meant to be here. Like we coming a long way. We weren't meant to be here. Like we not meant to be here, man. We beating all the odds. How y'all beating all the odds? Y'all number 1 seed, man. Please tell me. Express me that. How are y'all beating odds when y'all the number 1 seed? Y'all went. Was it in San Francisco or was it in Baltimore when they blew out San Francisco on Christmas Day? Who everybody had as the number 1 favorite because they went out there, they blew out the Eagles, who end up being frauds. End up blowing out the Cowboys, who end up being frauds. Like San Francisco was blowing out everybody, showing them how they were frauds. And then they get to play the Baltimore Ravens, and the Baltimore Ravens blew them out. To show maybe y'all frauds too. Same thing with the Dolphins. End up blowing out the Dolphins, letting them know that they was frauds. So the Ravens been going up, showing out all year long. It was in San Fran, that's what I thought. Showing up and showing out all year long, showing people, the other teams, that they were frauds. So how are y'all the underdog? How are y'all not supposed to be here? How ain't nobody respecting y'all? Y'all the favorites to win the Super Bowl. Like y'all, the only thing that's holding y'all back is Lamar Jackson's 1-3 record in the playoffs. That's what's holding y'all back. It's not the media. It's not fans. Everybody's picking y'all. It's unanimous. Every time you click on the screen, Super Bowl favorites, the Baltimore Ravens and San Francisco 49ers. The whole conspiracy theory with the logo, the San Francisco 49ers, because they got the little red in it. Which, you know, the San Francisco colors are not really a real red, but I digress. Kansas City's more of a red, but you would think it'd be Kansas City. But once again, I digress. The Texans and the Bills got more red, but again, I digress. Baltimore Ravens, you see that purple in the logo? Yeah, man, the Ravens gonna be in the Super Bowl, and the Ravens gonna win because they color on top or they color on the bottom or something. However they have the Ravens gonna win the Super Bowl. Like y'all are the favorites. Y'all are the favorites. Like y'all are absolute favorites. How is it that y'all are not being respected? How is it that y'all are the underdogs and y'all ain't supposed to be here when y'all the team that was blowing out everybody, the team in San Francisco that was blowing out the Cowboys, who they want to give it to, they want to give Dak the MVP, and the Eagles, who was just in the Super Bowl and they was 10-1 or whatever. Blow both of them out. The Miami Dolphins, who possibly had the best offense all season long, track field running all up and down the field, scoring 70 points. Woo-wop. The Ravens went to San Francisco, and also I think they hosted the Dolphins I think they hosted the Dolphins, and they shut them both down, blew them both out. Didn't I think the Dolphins they beat like 51-19 or something like that? Was good? Wayne was good, bro. I think beat them like 51-19 if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, I think they beat them 51-19, and then they I forgot what the score was against the San Francisco 49ers, but bro ended the whole Brock Purdy MVP conversation completely dead at that. 4 interceptions. And I said, hey, don't get me wrong, Kyle Hamilton's a beast. Y'all already know how I feel about Kyle Hamilton. I had Kyle Hamilton in last year's draft, well, the 2021 draft. Had him rated as my highest rated player on my entire board. Like I had him rated as my highest rated player on my entire board was Kyle Hamilton. So I know Kyle Hamilton was a beast. And again, Texas fans, we kind of feel a little bit salty, especially the way that Jalen Petrie has been playing or lack thereof. Once again, Jalen Petrie, hey, somebody across for you. You want to show up? You want to show up, bro? Go ahead and show up today. Please. Do something. Show up. But again, the Ravens have been balling all year long. That's the whole real reason why Lamar Jackson is going to win the MVP. Because really, to be honest, Lamar Jackson, from a number standpoint, has not done anything. Honestly. Like, if you want to be completely honest. I mean, you want to look from a number standpoint, you can say, you know what I'm saying, Dak Prescott. You can even say Josh Allen. You can say a lot of other players actually had better seasons than Lamar Jackson, but he's the best player on the best team, and more than likely that's going to win him the MVP. It's all cool. It's all good. But even though I said that, even though in saying all that, even though that is the case, and even though that possibly is the case, y'all not being disrespected. Again, everybody's picking y'all, but we're just pointing out what's really holding y'all back, or the narrative that was holding y'all back. And the thing is, people, I don't want to talk about it like that. Like when you bring up Lamar Jackson's numbers, especially in the playoffs, it's being disrespectful. And then they bring up the whole like him shouldn't have been a receiver or running back. That was done back in 2019 when he won the first MVP. Like when he won the first MVP as a quarterback, all that should have been a receiver and should have been a running back and shouldn't enter the draft. And all that was done then. Like no one cared about that no longer. Like nobody cared about that no longer. That was all done way back when. Like that was way back when. But and the thing, like it's like they're trying to keep up and bring up some deep rooted trauma or something like that. They're trying to bring some up a way to make them be the underdog, a way for them to be disrespected and to put a chip on the shoulder, try to make some bulletin board material. And that's fine, whatever floats your boat. But when we talk about the numbers, what you've done, that's what you've done. Like until proven otherwise, you're 1-3 in the playoffs, and even if you win them all, you're only 2-3 in the playoffs. You're still gonna have a losing record. You have to make it at least to the Super Bowl to have a winning record, and then you might still in the playoffs with a losing record. Because if you lose the Super Bowl, you'll be 3-4 in the playoffs. So you still, unless you win the whole thing, you're going to end, Lamar Jackson is going to end this season with a with a worse playoff record than wins. Yeah, it's automatically. The only way it's not is if he wins the Super Bowl. That's it. And unless he plays better, the statistics is not going to change either. It's not. It's not. And the thing is, we're not being disrespectful to bring it up because people always bring up Dak Prescott's what he has and has not done in the playoffs. It's cool to talk about what Dak Prescott hasn't done in the playoffs. And I know Dak Prescott's record is actually a little bit better because he actually has 2 playoff wins. But I know his numbers are better than Lamar Jackson's in the playoffs. But it's not disrespectful to bring up his playoff record. It's not disrespectful to say that Aaron Rodgers doesn't win the playoffs even though he's won the Super Bowl. It's not disrespectful to say that Peyton Manning is a regular season quarterback when he has 2 Super Bowl wins and 4 appearances. It's not disrespectful to say those things. It's not disrespectful to say those things, but it's disrespectful for Lamar Jackson, who has one playoff win in 4 tries, and it's only against the Tennessee Titans. And there's no disrespect for the Tennessee Titans, but he's played against the Chargers, Titans, and Buffalo, and he only has one win against the Titans. Now again, it's at Tennessee, but he has one win against the Titans. Lost at home to those same very Titans. So basically, you really just got your get back. And like I said before, man, I feel like the Texans are going back to the scene of all the crimes. Like, I felt like last week we played against the Cleveland Browns. We lost to the Cleveland Browns earlier this season, on Christmas Eve to the Browns without CJ. Earlier this season, week 1, we went into Baltimore, lost 25-9. 2011, went to Baltimore and lost in the divisional round to the Ravens. DeMeco Ryans' last time ever playing as a Houston Texan. Felt like the Texans, DeMeco Ryans and CJ Stroud, are going to go back to the scene of the crime and we're cleaning up that mess. And we're going into Baltimore. I feel like we're going to win. My final score is 20-17. Houston Texans win. I got CJ Stroud leading us on the game-winning drive. And I know a lot of talk probably will be about Lamar Jackson being 1-4, but that's why I got CJ Stroud having the game-winning drive. CJ Stroud having the game-winning drive, CJ Stroud having the game-winning drive is going to detonate that. CJ Stroud, him having the game-winning drive is going to detonate that. Go out there and put points on the board, and it's going to be like, hey, this kid right here, as a rookie, then jumped into the AFC Championship game. He did what? His first playoff game, and then has a game-winning drive here. This is not Ben Roethlisberger thing. It's not Ben Roethlisberger when he's getting carried by the team. It's not Mark Sanchez when he's getting carried by the team. It's not a Brock Purdy when he got superstar receiver and superstar tight end and superstar running back. This team is being carried, and his kid is lifting this team on his complete shoulders. This team was picking second in the draft last year. This team, for the last 3 years, won 11 games total last year. They've already won 11 total games. We've won the exact amount of games within this season, and playoffs included, than we've won the last 4 years combined. We won 11 games the last 3 years combined. This season right here, we've already had 11 victories, 10 in the regular season, 1 in the postseason. That's what's happened right now. That's what's happened with CJ Stroud and DeMeco Ryans. Now I feel like what they're gonna do, they're gonna go out there and they're gonna clean up all the mess. They're gonna go back to the scene of the crime. They're gonna clean up all the wrongdoings and everything that happened, man. We're gonna go out there and we're gonna clean up all the mess. I see more people jumped in. Make sure that like button, man. Make sure the like button. We ready for y'all. We ready for y'all. Big trust. Big trust. Big trust. Woo woo. Okay. Okay. Again, I see Lamar Jackson say no pressure. Lamar Jackson says there's no pressure. Lamar Jackson says there's no pressure at all. Lamar Jackson says he's very confident. He's very confident. I hope he's very confident. He should be very confident. He's in the NFL. He should be very confident. He should be. But y'all ain't the thing is, y'all thought y'all seen something week 1. Like, y'all thought y'all seen something week 1. Y'all really didn't. And we all know, especially if you watch the game, that 25-9 wasn't even indicative of the score. Like it was way closer than that. Cause the thing is, I'm gonna let y'all know some of the Raven fans that have jumped in here, man. Shout out to y'all, man. If y'all up in this thing, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Man, appreciate y'all coming through. Make sure that like button when you come through the stream. If you're gonna come in here, make sure you hit the like button now. Don't be stingy on the like. Hit the like button now. Come on, man. Let's get it. But if you watch the game, because let me tell you, I'm gonna put your insight on Texan fans. We was mad on how Bobby Slowick called the game. We were like, man, I don't know about this old Bobby Slowick. You know, I had issues about Bobby Slowick during the preseason. We don't know about this old Bobby Slowick dude. Hey, I don't know. We might rather have Bill O'Brien calling plays. But even though we were saying that, what we were saying on the other side is, that game was a lot closer than it was, man. Hey, we really could have beat the Ravens, bro. We were sitting there like, yeah, we would have did this, that, and the third. Hey, we really could, and not, you know what I'm saying, not like a Christmas wish list and not woulda, coulda, shoulda, because at the end of the day, you still lost. but we was sitting there thinking like, man, hey, we want to see them boys again. We wanted to see them boys again. Ask anybody that was in the round table. Ask my boy Wink. Ask my boy Wise. And shout the boys out, man. Shout out to everybody in the round table. Shout out to my boy Honcho. I know he did Soft Sports. Him Wise, and Wink had their stream earlier today, man. Hope y'all checked it out. I'm pretty sure some of y'all did because y'all falling into the channel now. So, man, shout them boys out. But we all was saying, like, man, because it looked like early on that we might be going to Baltimore because it looked like, you know what I'm saying, Miami might win we might be a wild card team. Miami probably get home for the advantage, or the Chiefs might get home for the advantage, and, you know, we might end up playing the Ravens in the first round, whoop, whoop, whoop. And we like, hey, we want the Ravens. We did because we like, hey, things are going to be different, especially how we start working out some of the kinks. Hey, and Bobby Slowick, right now, calling plays, Bobby's in this bag right now. Like Bobby, like I said, last week was probably his best call game since the Pittsburgh game. I still think the Pittsburgh game was slightly called a little bit better. But Bobby's in his bag right now, and he's feeling it. Again, I didn't like what he did in the red zone initially with the try to shuffle pass, try to Beck, and then the zone read to the zone read to with CJ. I didn't like those two play calls. I felt like he should have tried, like the play through to Robert Woods. That should have been the first one. Then we try to do something probably with Damian Pierce and Singletary, and then something else we probably should have did. But then that didn't work. Maybe try to get the ball Nico in the end, get the ball Nico in the end zone, something like that. I feel like that's what they should have did, that first red zone possession. But again, we was able to get through. We got the field goal. We was able to get through. We still was able to put up 31 points. We put up 31 points offensively, and the defense put up 14. So we was able to do that and get that going. So I still feel like there was I still feel like we were in the position, and Bobby Slowick was in his bag calling plays, and he was able to get things going. Hey man, shout out to Mad Metalhead for Super Chat love, man. Definitely appreciate that. Let's go. We finna get our revenge for 2011 and then on the KC for 2009. So pumped for tomorrow. Man, shout out to the Mad Metalhead for the Super Chat love. Definitely appreciate that, bro. And I agree. That's what I'm saying, man. We about to go out there and clean up the mess, man. That's what I feel like. I think KC is gonna beat Buffalo. I got KC beating Buffalo as well, and we're gonna go in to clean up our mess against 2011 Baltimore Ravens, and then we're going in to revenge that 24-0, 24-0 comeback. And then after that, man, Texas fans we'll be cleansed because you know we get New Jersey. Now the reason why I keep bringing that up is because we're gonna right all the wrongs of this previous regime and the old way of thinking for the Texans. The logo's gonna still be the same. The color system's still gonna be the same. The name gonna still be the same. The stadium's still gonna be the same. It's still gonna be the Houston Texans. It's still deep, still blue, Liberty white, and battle red. We still got that going. It's still gonna be this logo. It's still gonna be Toro. It's still gonna be Toro. So it's not a complete overhaul, but it's a brand new refresh. It's a brand new refreshing for the era, and we cleaning up everything from Bill O'Brien stuff to Kubiak and Wade Phillips stuff, Matt Schaub and Deshaun Watson. We cleaned up all that, even though some of that we got good times with that with Andre Johnson, Arian Foster, DeAndre Hopkins, Jonathan Joseph, JJ Watt, Cushion. Even though we got great memories when it comes to that too, we also got some bad memories that come with that as well. And we cleaning up all that, and we refreshing, and we getting everything going for this new era, for this CJ Stroud, and D'Amico Ryans and Nico Collins and Tank Dell and Willens and Derek Stingley and Jonathan Gennard and Larry Tunsil. We're getting this new era. Nick Caserio and Kyle and then Kyle being the owner of the team and Hannah. We're getting a new era, a new refresh. It's a shining new era that's tiptoeing nearer. Like we getting a brand new refresh, and we're cleaning. So that's why we gotta go back to the scene of the crimes, and we gotta clean up all the messes of previous past before we move into our new house. We making sure that we clean up everything first, and then we leaving. Nigga, we leave. We go into the house, we clean up everything that we messed up. Then we're gonna close the door, we're gonna lock it. And we tiptoeing out. We gone to a brand new era. And the brand new era is gonna have a lot of great stuff, great jerseys, great atmosphere, great, the fan base back to 70,000 strong, rocking and rolling, and wins and points and domination and just things of the state of Texas loves about football. What we love about football, about being football fans, all that is coming back. All that is going to be right here. And like I said, that's why we gotta do what we gotta do this week. That's why we gotta do what we gotta do next week. That's why we gotta clean up all that. We gotta clean up all that. But like I was saying about saying, and appreciate you for the super chat love, definitely appreciate that. But like I was saying though about Bobby Slowick, like Bobby Slowick is what Bobby Slowick is doing for the past couple weeks. He's been in his bag, he's been in the zone. And I think he's gonna see some matchups that you could exploit. Primarily the running game. Because now we actually got the running game going with Singletary. And we seen how the running game could do when we went up against the Bengals in Cincinnati, when Singletary won Offensive Player of the Week, had a $150 and a touchdown, and then the following week against was Arizona. The following week against Arizona, followed up with another 100 yard plus game with CJ Stroud. Then we also seen how we had to lean on Singletary against the Titans in the overtime game, and he should have had the game winning touchdown, walk off touchdown, but it got called back because I think Mechie had a hold. But you seen how we was able to run the football against the Titans the last home game, and also how we was able to run the football last week. And again, if the defense doesn't dominate and have the 2 pick sixes and doesn't score 2 touchdowns and really keep the offense off the field, and then we also just took the offense completely out of the field in the fourth quarter, Singletary would have had another one because Singletary was getting boogie too. Like Singletary, just like I said, Stroud had to look in his eye. Singletary was out there getting boogie too, and I think that finally Slowick knows exactly how to call it when it comes to the running game. Also, how to mix and match the running and the passing with CJ Stroud, and also how to use the short yards passing game as well with Nico Collins with the screens with Singletary as well. And the Ravens are the league worst with yards per carry. Yards per attempt, yards per carry. The Ravens, even though the Ravens are like every week is a new defense, I think, but the Ravens are the number one scoring defense. I think they're the number one pass defense within the past couple of weeks. But their kryptonite what hurts them is their running. Like they cannot stop the run, which is something the Texans excel at. I know we had the game against Jonathan Taylor, the last game of the season, last regular game of the season, and I feel like that was more so an aberration. I think Jonathan Taylor was just out there just in the zone. That was more so an aspiration because we were able to stop Deshaun, we were able to stop Lamar Jackson and Gus Edwards last time, week 1. We were able to stop them, and again, that's something. If anything, that they had in their bag, they was able to run the football. So we was able to put a stop to the run game. Now, I do agree that it is obviously harder to stop. It is hard to stop Lamar Jackson than when you got somebody like Joe Flacco or Tannehill or what's his name, Will Levis. Or Mechie, not Mechie, but Minshew or anything like that. You got other guys out there who you know where they're going to be. They're going to be wherever they're going to be on the field. They're going to be right there. They're not going to be running around. And Lamar Jackson is. But the thing is, because Lamar Jackson runs around, if Lamar Jackson doesn't slip and slide and get his little moves on, you'll be able to get your hands on him and able to pull him down and able to stop him. That's why he had 4 sacks and a fumble against us week 1. That's why he's fumbled the ball 5 times in the playoffs and lost 2 of them. Because really, losing the fumble is really like luck or bad luck kind of sometimes. Because sometimes you fumble the ball and the opposing team get it, and then your team ends up with the ball. So man, you should have lost it, but luckily, your teammate got on it, or you fumble the ball, and when you fumble it, it just fumbled in a position where none of your team was on it, or none of the defense, like the defense went on it. Like sometimes a quarterback fumbles the ball, or running back, anybody fumbles the ball, and it just happened that no defender was there, and the offensive player was there and able to recover the football, so it doesn't hurt you in the same way with losing the fumble. Sometimes you lose a fumble and it just was just in a bad part of the field where there was nobody to help you. There was just defensive players around that was able to get the fumble. So sometimes it helps you. Well, shout out to We Bigs for the super chat love. Definitely appreciate that. Kyle Hamilton versus Nico and Zay versus Petrie going to be some big matchups that might change how offense is played. Yeah, man, shout out for super chat love. Definitely appreciate that. I don't know I don't see Petrie covering Zay, and I hope not, because again, Petrie, I call him Big Play Petrie right now because he gives up a lot of big plays. I don't really know exactly how the Ravens going to hit, especially since Marlon Humphreys is not there. They might put because Marlon Humphreys is not there. They might put what you call him. They might put they might put Kyle Hamilton on Nico Collins. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, especially with Marlon Humphreys not playing. I would not be surprised if they do put Kyle Hamilton on Nico. Especially with Nico being the best receiver on the team right now. And I mean, I'm glad Messi was able to show some things. I think Hutchinson. I think you can get the football to Hutchinson in some other ways. I know Noah Brown's not going to be there, so Robert Woods, we might have to lean on him a little bit more. I think Sean Sims is active, so we might have to utilize him a little bit more, and also lean towards the running game, and also Dalton Schultz. So the boys got to be ready. The boys gonna be ready, especially if Kyle Hamilton could take away Nico. Like I said, but to the point about Petrie and Zay Flowers, I hope not. I mean, if I'm D'Amico Ryans, I'm putting Stingley on Zay because I'm putting Stingley on Zay and I'm putting Steven Nelson on OBJ. Uh, I don't want Steven Nelson on Zay because Steven Nelson Steven Nelson could definitely get Steven Nelson could definitely get beat. I mean, Steven Nelson, like I said, I felt like his run speed was on zero after that pick six. I feel like it was on zero during the pick six. He just was able he just had that convoy blocking for him. He was able to get into the end zone. So I feel like that might be like a slight issue. I feel like that might be a slight issue. So I wouldn't want Petrie. But then again, I want Petrie to be guarding likely. I wouldn't want him guarding me, covering him either. So I mean, again, you do got Kareem Jackson. You do got Houston Carlson. You do got Desmond King. So I think D'Amico Ryans will try to find a way and try to find something exciting. Because another thing too, when it comes to defending Lamar Jackson, I feel like with defending Lamar Jackson, because you don't want to play a lot of man. Because the reason why you don't want to play a lot of man because the cornerback's backs are not turned to the quarterback, and you're talking about running quarterback who's able to get loose. It's like I said, because if he gets to the second level, then he is dangerous. Like if the DB's backs are turned to him, like he's gonna be able to get loose. So you don't want to play a lot of man for a lot of game. And I feel like I think D'Amico Ryans can devise some schemes and have not can and he should have already because we already in the games tomorrow. So be able to devise some schemes to possibly confuse and get Lamar Jackson off his game and get him confused and thinking like, okay, what they in? What they doing? Huh? Like get him kind of confused and and second guessing himself and no and putting the ball in harm's way, putting the ball in putting the ball in harm's way and putting himself in a situation where he's throwing 5 interceptions. He's throwing an interception every playoff game. Throwing an interception against the Texans. Actually, it was one interception we should have had early in the game and dropped. And again, actually, Petrie was playing well in that game, and then he ended up getting hurt, and then Petrie hasn't played well the rest of the season outside of some moments here and there. I think that second Titans game, no. The first Titans game is probably his best game. The first Titans game, because no, the second Titans game, he gave up 3 big plays in that game. That second Titans game was probably his best game this season. Uh, so I mean the first Titans game. I'm sorry. The first Titans game is probably his best game of the season. So it depends on how that aspect really works and how that aspect really goes down. But what I'm seeing, when I'm looking, and how I think things possibly can end up is that like I said, the Texans actually going out there and like I said, devising a way and coming up with a plan, the game scheme, coming up with a plan and a scheme, the game plan, to confuse Lamar Jackson and get Lamar Jackson off of his game. That's what they're going to do defensively. Offensively, they're going to have to find a way to get the running game going, which I think they will because the Ravens' run defense is like the league worst in yards per attempt, like yards per carry. They give up a lot of yards per carry. And again, they like the number one scoring defense, especially the last couple of weeks. I think they only given up like 16 points. So they're one of the best scoring defenses. But you got to run the football. Again, I know people talk about the weather being a factor. Like I know it's snowing today. It's not gonna be snowing tomorrow. Probably snowing today, so not gonna be snowing tomorrow. I think tomorrow I think when I seen around game time, it's gonna be like in the low 30s, high 20s or something like that. So I mean, the Houston Texans were practicing that weather earlier this week. They were practicing in the mid 20s this week, low 20s this week. It's not like it's not like the Dolphins going to Kansas City last week when they were practicing in 70-degree weather in Houston. I mean, in Miami, and then going playing in negative weather against the Chiefs. It's not the same situation. Outside of the snow factor, they're practicing in pretty much the same conditions. They practice in the same conditions that they're going to play in tomorrow. And again, weather I'm not concerned about weather for the most part. I mean, C.J. Stroud played Ohio State. Nico Collins played in Michigan, so you both know they played in bad weather. Singletary played in Buffalo, so you know he's used to bad weather. And like I said, again, it's some guys out there that I'm probably. I mean, Mechie. You know, he played Alabama. He's from Canada, so he should be used to bad weather. He's from Canada. Uh, Hutchinson played at Iowa State. So, but again, you got see how used they are, how used the other guys are to the weather and stuff like that. So, I mean, I prefer to play at home, but because it does eliminate the weather factor, because you just never know. Sometimes, like I said, especially when it comes to fumbles, balls bounce funny, balls bounce funny ways. When somebody gets strip sacked or anything like that, and that could cause, or you know, same thing with the catch, like the ball getting tipped and stuff like that. Things bounce and change, and funny things happen in those type of scenarios, situations. But I feel like they're gonna be ready. And one thing about the Texans have been playing in a playoff mode for the last month, like damn near for the last month, like since right before New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve game, they've been playing in playoff mode since then. The Ravens have been on cruise control. They didn't play the last game of the season for the starters, and then they didn't play last week. Like the Ravens haven't played them going on 3 weeks, so it could be a lot of rust and them getting tight real quick, like real quick. It could be real. They can get real rusty and get real tight real quick because they ain't played a lot. And then, because like what the last time they played is when they played the Dolphins. Like the last time that they played legitimate football is when they played the Dolphins. And they were feeling good about the seven. It was like 51-19, something like that. And the weather was good back then. It wasn't cold. I mean, it was good weather. It was fine. Now, snap. Now we out here in this cold. Damn. Man, now we out here in this cold. Like now, now we out here in this cold. It's tight up here. Like again, that 1-3, 4 touchdowns, 5 turnovers start setting in. Type like in the back of the head, in the mindset. We just paid this guy $200 million. All those things start setting in, start creeping in ever so slightly. Start creeping in ever so slightly. So what you gonna do about it? Like what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Like what you gonna do about like those type of things start creeping in? And the Texans, they've been in playoff mode ever since the Titans game because they had to win out. They had to win out, and it got them to the point where we belong here. We're not just happy to be here because I hear that about the Ravens that to excuse the beginning of the playoff woes for Lamar Jackson, that the first time, okay, it was Lamar Jackson's rookie year. Okay, we excuse that. The first time he wins the MVP, that was a great season. You know what I'm saying? Like we were just happy to be here. Type, which doesn't make any sense when the Ravens constantly go to the playoffs. The Ravens got 2 titles under 2 different regimes, under 2 different coaches, 2 different styles. And always consistently under Joe Flacco made the playoffs. Under John Harbaugh made the playoffs. How are y'all just happy to go 14-2 and have a league MVP? How are y'all just happy for that? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me. When the Texans have been in playoff mode for the last couple weeks, they're not happy to be here. They know they belong here. That's the scary part. You know you belong here. So you got to finish the job. That's what you got to do. You don't want to go home. I don't want to go home. Don't go home. Finish the job. That's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. You got to go out there and finish the job. That's what you got to do. I don't hear nothing else with none of this matters. What you got to do right here, right now is finish the job. We all looking at each other and like, we got to finish the job right here. That's what it is. You got a whole city counting on you. And we're not happy to be here. We know we belong here. We're supposed to be here. We've been starving to be here for the last 22, 23 years. We finally belong. So what you got to do? Finish the job. That's what you have to do. You got to go out there and finish the job. Don't care about the outside noise. Don't say, oh, best rookie season ever. Don't say none of that. Being disrespected, it doesn't matter. It don't. Finish the job. What you got to do? Finish the job. You walk inside Baltimore. Yeah, it's below 20 degrees. So what? That's football weather. It's football. That's what it is. You don't play out there in shorts and shorts. You don't do that. It's cold. It's a mindset. It's a mindset. Block that out. Block that out and finish the job. Go out there and finish the job and bring it back home. Don't come home empty-handed. Don't come home empty-handed. If you come home empty-handed, we ain't welcome. We've been seeing this. We've seen this for the past 20 plus years. Division championship in the AFC South. Division championship in the AFC South. First round playoff exit. Beating the Bengals. Beating the Bengals. Beating the Buffalo Bills. Beating Cleveland last week. Beating the Raiders. We seen it. We seen it already. And then go to the divisional round and get embarrassed. Those days are old and behind us. That's why we don't celebrate division championships here. Because we seen it, been done it, bought the t-shirt already, got the picture hanging up. We know where it is. We know where it is. We are ready for y'all to finish the job. So go out there and finish the damn job. That's all that needs to be said. Finish the job. We don't want y'all to go home. Y'all don't want to go home. We don't want to go home. We want to celebrate. That's what we want to do. We want to celebrate. So finish the damn job and bring it home. It's simple. It's plain and simple. We are on the cusp of doing something this franchise has never seen before. Ever. This franchise has never seen a championship before. Has never seen an AFC conference championship before. Never. We never even experienced the game. Never. We've never experienced the game. Jacksonville's done it. Tennessee just did a couple of years ago. Indy's done it numerous times. Texans haven't. But we got seven AFC South division titles and no conference championships to show for it. No conference championship games, appearances to show for it. We're tired of that. We don't care about none of that. What we need is for you to go down there and finish the damn job and bring it home. Point blank, period. Finish the damn job and bring it back home. That's all we want. That's all we want. That's why it took 17, 18 weeks to get 70,000 strong. We seen CJ throw for 400 yards and 5 touchdowns in the comeback win. We seen you go inside Cincinnati and beat the Bengals. We seen all that. We seen all that. We seen you go inside Jacksonville and beat Jacksonville. We seen it. And we clapped and we applauded and we was happy for it. But it took a lot to buy in. Because you know why? We've been that far before. We've been right there before. And there's no slight and there's no disrespect to what y'all boys are doing because we happy. And some of that's not even y'all's fault. Some of y'all is not even y'all's fault. And we get that, we understand that we're not blaming y'all. But you got to understand where we coming from. And where we coming from, we tired of getting clowned when we go to work. or Thanksgiving dinner with our family. You know, a lot of them fans of other teams, or fan base of other teams, or going to school and class, or whatever it is you do, or walking around the city, going to the store in general, because we got on a Texan hat, a jersey, a shirt, or got the Texan emblem on your car, whatever. Texan license plate, whatever. Ha ha ha! Yeah, you Texan, you Texan man. What y'all doing? We tired of that. And it's cute. Okay, the Texans got 5 playoff wins, and the Cowboys only got 4 since 2002. That's cool and that's cute. We not the damn Cowboys. I don't care. I don't care how many playoff wins Dallas has won the last 20 years. I don't care. I really don't. And I know a lot of y'all in your heart of hearts really don't care too. Yeah, it's cool when your coworker, somebody, family member, whatever, throw it out there and you throw that slug back out there to shut them up. It's cool. But that doesn't satisfy us. That doesn't satisfy the hunger. Because the hunger that we got can only be satisfied by doing something that this channel, doing something that this organization has not done before. What this channel has not experienced before. And that's a conference championship game. A Super Bowl appearance. A Super Bowl trophy. That's what we haven't seen. So what we need is for y'all to finish the damn job and bring it home. That's what we've been waiting for. That's what we've been starving for. That's what we've been needing. That's exactly what we want. And only y'all can do that. Only y'all can do that. Wipe out that old memory of the Houston Texans. Wipe all that out. That's old and done. It's over and done with. It ain't got nothing to do with us no more. We on a whole new era, a whole new regime, new coach, new quarterback, new general manager, new star players, new key pieces, new everything, new ownership. Everything is new. About to get new fresh jerseys. The love remains the same. The name remains the same. The color scheme remains the same. The stadium remains the same. The logo remains the same. The love and the fan base remains the same. But the mindset has changed. And from now on, we finish what we start. We finish what we start. We clean up what they did wrong, and we finish what we started. And we finish the damn job going forward. And it's just simple as that. Just simple as that. Just point blank period, as simple as that. That's all it is. All it is. All it is. Bro said, I got you ready to suit up, man. It's done, Fitz, just not official. I feel it too, bro. Hey, man, hey, I feel you. I feel like it's done too. I feel like it's done, and we just ain't seen it yet. Like it's just not, it's just not time for it to be revealed. But I feel like it's done. The votes is in. The script writers that wrote the script already. The votes is in. That it just gotta wait for it to unfold, man. Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. You need me to do? I need to do a Zoom call with the team. Hey, man. Hey. Make sure, make sure y'all tag the Texans. Make sure y'all tag Texans and all the stuff that I do, the Honcho does, the Wink and Wazoo. Anytime we do something that me and anybody from the Sauce do anything, make sure y'all tag the Texans. Let them know that we here, because we know that they know we here. They know we here, but let them know that y'all know we here too. Like, it's one thing that they know that we here. And we know that we here, and we know that they know that we here. But let them know that y'all know we here. Let them know, like let y'all be out there. Hey man, these boys over here with the sauce and spits, and hey, these boys out here rocking for real. And we fooling with their channels. We fooling what they doing. We fooling what they doing. We can't like I tell y'all time, like man, like make sure y'all liking, y'all sharing, y'all subscribe to the channel, because that helps us out. And like when y'all do stuff like that, and when y'all go out there, y'all tag the Texans. And anytime when y'all comment on the Texans will read those comments. So make sure like comment and tag us in it. Like, hey man, y'all need to work with Saw Sports. Y'all need to work with Spitz. Y'all need to work with Honcho. Y'all need to work with Wise. Y'all need to work with me. Y'all tell them that. Because eventually they're going to start working. When they see a whole bunch of people saying that okay, yeah. Okay, they got the city behind them. They got the streets behind them. You see how they do in H-Town? You see how they got Paul Wall and Zero and Kiki and Bumby and Slim Thug and Mike Jones, Mexican OT. Like they listening, bro. They listening. They definitely listening. We swarming up to the Vegas. Yeah, we're gonna swarm up to Vegas. That was supposed to be the I need to be the assistant motivational coordinator. That's a good one. I wonder if they have that position. That's a good one. I like that. I like that. Send them packing. Because it's drink, baby. What you mean? It's drink, baby. It's drink, baby. That's why. It's drink, baby. Houston versus everybody. Yeah, hey, that's what CJ said. That's exactly what CJ said. NRG versus everybody. Houston versus everybody. That's exactly what CJ said, man. So that, hey, and we gotta give it to him. We gotta give it to him, man. Like we gotta go out there and show them that like down that town ain't no we ain't scared of no jackals, man. Like that we not the same. We not your granddad's Texans, man. We not, like I said, we not them same old Texans that, because like that's how they still viewing us. That's how they still viewing us. That's how they still looking at us. That's how they still seeing it. Like that's square business. That's how they looking at us. That's how they viewing us. That's how they seeing us. They like it's the same old Texans. That's the reason why they're gonna beat the Texans. Like I'm not worried about Lamar Jackson going 1-4 in the playoffs because they're gonna lose. They're gonna beat the Texans. Like it's the Texans. Like it's the Texans and it's C.J. Stroud. Like they even threw slight shade at Stroud. And all Stroud's done is put in the best rookie performance of all time. Best rookie performance of all time. I wouldn't even say rookie performance by quarterback. I just feel like the best rookie performance period. I feel like he is the best rookie performance period. Maybe LT Lawrence Taylor. I think Lawrence Taylor won. I think Lawrence Taylor's rookie year, he won Rookie of the Year and Defensive Rookie. I think he won Defensive Rookie of the Year and won Defensive Player of the Year. And I think the Giants won the Super Bowl. Lawrence Taylor's rookie year. So maybe Lawrence Taylor has the greatest rookie year of all time, if I'm not mistaken. Um, but C.J. Stroud definitely has the best rookie quarterback season of all time. And I feel like at the very least is number two behind Lawrence Taylor. I have to relook at Lawrence Taylor again, and look and see exactly what he did his rookie year. But if I'm not mistaken, if what I said is true, and I believe it is, that he won Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and they won the Super Bowl, and I think he even got votes for MVP. Then it's definitely Lawrence Taylor has the greatest rookie year of all time from any position. But I feel like the C.J. Stroud definitely has already cemented himself as the greatest rookie season from a quarterback. Because then Ben Roethlisberger and made it to the AFC Championship game, and also Brock Purdy made it to an NFC Championship game. Uh, Both Ben and Sanchez was cared by their teams, and Brock Purdy, he only played 7 games the regular season. He was 7-0. He did look good in the 7 games. I'm not gonna put that past him, but he did have, like I said, he had everything around him. He had two receivers, he had a tight end, he had one of the best running backs in the league. So, like I think Chris McCaffrey would score a touchdown in every game he played. So, like there was definitely like different venues and different ways for them to put points on the board and for them to actually be able to do what they was able to do. They was able to able to do a lot of things and make a lot of things easier for him. So because of that, because they were able to uh, uh, was able to do things for him and was able to put points on the board and able to do things that make things easier for him, was a little bit different than what C.J. Stroud has with with losing Tank Dell over halfway through the season, missing Nico Collins here and there. Nico Collins basically having a career year because when Nico Collins coming to the season wasn't thought of anywhere near Brandon Ayuk or Debo Samuels. You don't have a Kerry Kittles. You don't have George Kittles. You don't have a George Kittles, and you don't have you don't have a Christian McCaffrey or anything like that. So because you don't have those type of players on your team, and you don't have those type of assets, when you look at something a certain way, it looks a little bit differently. It feels a little bit differently because of those type of assets and type of venues and type of mindset. So I don't think that you can hold those rookie years in regards to what CJ's doing. And so I definitely feel like that CJ has the best quarterback rookie season of all time. And I think that he has probably if not the best, the second best rookie season of all time, period, across positions. And people are still saying that and still throwing slight shade like it's unfathomable for CJ Stroud to walk inside Baltimore and beat the Ravens. And we gotta shut them up. We gotta shut them up. That's all it is, bro. We gonna go down there and we gotta shut them up. We gonna go out there and play tomorrow. This is gonna be a hard hitting football game. I know some people probably want to blow out. And again, I would love a blowout. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. I do think it's gonna be a back and forth competitive game because the Ravens are a good team. And from the way the NFL looks, the Ravens are the best team in football, as it's stated. I do think the Texans are going to go inside Baltimore and beat the Ravens. Like I said before, I think I got it 20-17. I got it to be a close game, and I have C.J. Stroud leading the team on the game-winning drive and win the game. I think C.J. might throw the game with a touchdown. I know some people might, 20-17, you got C.J. leaning down to kick a game-winning field goal. Fairbairn walks off. I'm sitting there thinking the way he's playing now, I can see CJ going down there and throwing a touchdown to Nico Collins with like 10 seconds left to go on the clock. And the Texans win the game. That's what I feel like that's gonna happen. That CJ gonna throw a touchdown. Well, CJ gonna throw a touchdown with 7 minutes left to go. With 10 seconds left on the clock, and CJ's going to touchdown, and it's 20-17. That's what I feel like is gonna happen. So that's what I think. 27-14, hey, that'd be. I would be close spits. We smash. It won't be that close spits. We smashing the guy. Hey, I would love to be there. I would love for that to be. I would love for that to be. But y'all know how live that would be. Y'all know how live that would be if C.J. Stroud threw the game with the touchdown with 10 seconds left to go in the game. Bro, you know what they gonna be talking about? Cause then I don't think they won't be talking. But cause I think a lot of people are still like, okay, the narrative would be, cause with people saying like, okay, like so Jamil, you say 34-19, then you say 31-21, like scores like that. I do think people would talk a lot about Lamar Jackson. Oh, he can't get it done. He turned the ball over. Woo, woo. And I would love it. To be honest, I know some people will be upset if the narrative about the Texans is Lamar Jackson not being able to win the playoff games. I actually would love the fact that because Lamar Jackson, if the number one story next week is Lamar Jackson not winning the playoff games and not be that one, that means the Texans have won, and two, that means the Texans have embarrassed them. The Texans have embarrassed them, and Lamar Jackson doesn't look bad. But if I feel like Lamar Jackson is going to play somewhat well, but not well enough to win. I don't think it's going to be 55%, 68 completion percentage bad, like 68 quarterback rating bad. I don't think it's going to be that bad, but I do think he's not going to have an MVP type game. I think he's going to have an okay game, and I think C.J. Stroud is just going to come out there and have the better game and have the game winning drive, and then you're talking about that C.J. Stroud goes out there with 10 seconds left and doesn't give Lamar Jackson a chance to win the game because he goes out there and scores a touchdown with 10 seconds left. And who knows? It might be 21 to 17. It could be 21 to 17, and instead of kicking the field goal, we score a touchdown with 10 seconds left, and then they get the football back, and we stop them on the kickoff return, and then we play prevent defense, and we not allow them to score on the last play of the game. So it could be a situation like that to that effect. Anything like that, it could be a situation like that to that effect. Something like that. But I feel like I said, the Texans are going to come away and walk away with a win. I got Green Bay beating San Francisco. So I know a lot of people think, man, you got both number one seeds losing. Yeah, I think the 49ers, kind of like the Eagles, were exposed somewhat this season, and I do think that Jordan Love can go out there and get it done. I think the Lions are going to beat Tampa Bay, and I think the Chiefs are going to beat I got the Chiefs going to beat Buffalo. So really, the Lions are the only home team I got winning. So I got the Texans, Packers, Lions, and Chiefs winning this weekend, winning tomorrow and Sunday. It really is what it is, man. Man, appreciate everybody that came through here, man. Definitely appreciate all the love. Everybody hit that like button, man. Thank you for hitting the like button. If you ain't hit the like button already, make sure you hit the like button. Go ahead and hit the like button. If you ain't hit it already, make sure you hit it. Appreciate everybody that came through. Everybody sent the super chat love. Definitely appreciate that. Thank you for hitting the super chat love. Y'all know how much that means to me. Definitely appreciate y'all hitting that super chat love. Definitely appreciate that. I said, thank y'all for coming through. Be tuned tomorrow before the game. Saw Sports. You already know how we rocking. Saw Sports got a live stream before the game, getting y'all boys ready for the game, and then immediately after the game, right after the game, pull up. You know your boy doing the video immediately after the game, so pull up to the channel right after the game. Don't forget, right after the game, pull up. And I know some Raven fans are here. Hey, so make sure y'all pull up tomorrow too. Win, loss, or draw, good, bad, and indifferent. Make sure y'all pull up after the game, man. Make sure y'all pull up. Make sure y'all pull up after the game. Hey, make sure you pull up after the game. That's all I gotta say. Make sure you pull up. Make sure you pull up. So make sure you pull up after the game right here on the channel. And I think Hanjay doing his live stream before the game. I'm doing the post game immediately after the game. You already know I got stuff going on this week. I'm gonna do the preview for the playoffs on Wednesday, break down with those matchups, what the conference championship matchups look like, and then I'm gonna do a stream on Friday, doing previews and stuff like that. So make sure y'all tuning in to all the content, because the content's still gonna be dropping. Win, loss, or draw, good, bad, and different. The content gonna be here. So make sure y'all pull up. Ain't no reason for y'all not to pull up. Y'all have no choice. Y'all right here. I'm letting y'all know. Don't be like, I ain't see the notification. Ain't nobody tell me. I'm telling y'all right now. I see y'all in here right now. I see y'all 70, 80 deep in here right now. So I'm letting y'all know right now, immediately after the game, your boy pulling up. So make sure y'all pull up. And remember, before the game, Sauce, Honcho, we doing a live stream before the game. And immediately after the game, we doing one after the game. Like I said, make sure you hit that like button if you're here already. Hey, still on the race to get to 6,000 subscribers. You know what that means. I need you to tell a friend. Tell a friend, tell another friend, tell some more friends so they can tell some friends, so they can tell some friends and can tell even more friends and put them on game with the channel, man. Make sure you let everybody know. Make sure you let everybody know. You tell them, you tell them, you tell them, you tell them, you tell them. Make sure you put them on game with the channel, put them on live, let them know what's going down, put them on game with the channel so we get the channel growing and growing and growing. Can't get the 6,000 subscribers without y'all. Can't get without y'all. Like, I got some special stuff planned, but I gotta get the 6,000 subscribers first. And I got some stuff planned after that, but I gotta hit the 6,000 subscribers list first before I can get the stuff. Before I get to the real good stuff that I really want to get done. Say, I need y'all help. Can't do without y'all. I need y'all help. So I need y'all to like, share, subscribe. Make sure y'all click that bell, get more video, y'all comment, because all those engagements, all those things help the algorithm so y'all know anytime I'm going live, anytime I'm making a post, anytime I'm dropping a pre-recorded video, anytime I'm doing anything, y'all know. Also, make sure y'all go to the community tab and look at the stuff that I post on there too. I post graphics, especially after games. I got play of the games and stuff like that. Make sure y'all check that stuff out too. Like I said, comment on those things, like those things, share those things as well. And all those things help the channel growing and growing and growing. I really, really appreciate that. Can't do it without y'all. Really appreciate the love. Like I said, thank you for everybody that came through to hit that like button. If you ain't hit the like button already, make sure you hit it. Got a chance. Right now. Right now. Right now, right now, right now, right now. Hit the like button. Make sure you hit the like button. Hit the like button. Appreciate everybody that came through. Everybody hit the like button. Everybody hit the super chat love. Definitely appreciate that. Oh, you going live? Yes, I'm going live immediately after the game. Big trust. Woo woo. Big trust. Woo woo. I'll be. You about that, right? Like you said, I'm about that. Woo woo. Speaking of that, like I forgot to mention about Jacoby Jones. Like, bro, I know you won a Super Bowl with the Ravens. But I see that Jacoby Jones is coming to the game, going to be on the Ravens sideline. He was drafted by the Texans, played with the Texans longer, has better career stats with the Texans, was a Pro Bowler and an All-Pro with the Texans. He was only a Pro Bowl and All-Pro as a return guy. But his best career is with the Texans. Now, yeah, granted, he did win Super Bowl, and again, I believe that Jacoby Jones should have been Super Bowl MVP. He had that big pass, he had that big reception for a touchdown, he had the kickoff return for a touchdown. I believe Jacoby Jones should have won Super Bowl MVP over Joe Flacco. I really do. I think that he should have won Super Bowl MVP over Joe Flacco. I really do. It's not slight Jacoby Jones. I think Jacoby Jones should have won MVP with the Ravens back in 2011. I feel like he should have won Super Bowl MVP over Flacco. However, outside of that game, that moment, everything else was Texans. Now, he also was the one who fumbled the football on the 1 yard line on the muff punt back in 2011. They gave the Baltimore Ravens the touchdown. They gave them a free touchdown, and we lost that game by a touchdown. And that was the Ravens' first touchdown of the game because the game was 3-0. Because the Texans, remember, the Daniel Man ran back. The Daniel Man almost scored a touchdown. The drive got stalled out. We kicked the field goal. The Ravens got the football. We stopped the Ravens, and then they punt the football, and then he muffed the punt. And then Jacoby Jones was no more good. Even though later on in that game, Arian Foster fumbled, and Jacoby Jones recovered it. And then like I said, TJ Yates threw the 4 interceptions the rest of that game. But yeah. Jacoby Jones. Why are you pulling that, bro? I just want to know. Like, cause you're just as much a Texan, if not more Texan, than you are a Baltimore Ravens. I get it. I understand. You won a championship, and that's kind of like when my issue sometimes with great players when they leave and go to other teams and they win championships. It's like they forget what they done with the other team. Like that, it's only like the team that they won a championship with. Like luckily, like Lamar Miller like won a championship with Denver. Because like if Lamar Miller doesn't win a championship with Denver, he goes in and wins the championship only with the Rams. Yeah, he might consider himself a Ram. Kind of like Matt Stafford might consider himself a Ram, even though he has the best season of his career is in Detroit. But I digress. Anyway, and also spending the majority of his career in Detroit, but that will happen when he win championships. It's all cool. But yes, but I am going live immediately after the game, so make sure you pull up, bro. Make sure you pull up. Make sure you pull up. Like I said, man, appreciate everybody that came through. Everybody hit the super chat love. Definitely appreciate that. Everybody hit the like button. If you ain't hit the like button already, make sure you hit the like button. Thank you for everybody that came through. Don't forget tomorrow, before the game, pre-game, Saw Sports. After the game, immediately after the game, as soon as the clock hits double zero, triple zero. As soon as the clock hits triple zero, pull up to your boy right here, Spitz 39. Make sure you pull up, and you're going to have immediate breakdown, instant access breakdown, recap. Y'all going to see my raw emotion, good, bad, and different. You're going to find it. You're going to see it. So make sure you pull up. Like I said, appreciate everybody that came through. Appreciate all the love. Like, share, subscribe. Click that bell, get more videos. I holla.